Okay, we're gonna make a origami paper crane. It's called a model. Anything you make from origami is called a model. So this is a model of a crane. You can find papers in books and stuff of the steps, but I'm gonna show you in real time. I think it's a little easier. Anytime you are doing origami, you have a square paper with a colored side and a white side. And that's because some of our folds will be this way and some will be this way. So to start, we're gonna have color side down. So you're ready. We're gonna fold our paper in half. These first couple folds with this model and most models, they seem the easiest folds, but they're some of the most important. If these get off by a little bit, it throws the whole model off. So make sure these first folds are really carefully done. You're folding in half, like a hot dog, and I even use my nail to hold it still and get it as perfectly matched as you can. I like to pin it down and kind of hold it still and then go towards the fold and get a nice tight crease. I even use the back of my nail and give it a little rub. That gives you a nice hard flat crease. So that's your number one. You got it, girl. Now open it back up. And if I can open it up. And you're gonna turn it and do it again. Another fold in half, just the other way. So again, get it as close as you can to matched up. And then crease and fold it. So that was two. Now you're gonna open it back up again. Now we're gonna flip it over and have the color side up. Now we're doing corner to corner folds. So still in half, but this time the corners are touching. Yes. So corner to corner, match up as close as you can. Crease it nice and tight. And sometimes creases make a line that guides you later. Sometimes they're a place for the thing to fold again. So it's real important you get nice tight creases that you can see. Open it back up, turn it, and we're doing the same thing again. Another corner fold. So you basically folded it in half 4 times. That's good. Now that you've folded it in half again, open it back up, white side up, and I kind of poke the center so it kind of flops up. Yeah, poke the center, like this. And then, there you go. These 2 edges that are kind of popping up at you, they're gonna come together and go down. And this flap on top, you're gonna flat it down too. So I kind of keep my fingers under there and then flatten this down. And then you wanna crease that nice and tight again. So you got this little square guy happening. It's hard to see, there it is. There's a crease running down the middle. Keep your eye on that crease. Make sure your open end is towards the bottom. And make sure this open end is going down. Make sure you grab 1 layer at a time, and you're gonna fold this layer inward. So this edge is going to the middle line. And the thing to keep an eye on here is you get a nice sharp point on the bottom. This ends up being either a wing or a tail, and you want a nice sharp point here at the bottom. So that side is coming in to that middle line. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. This side, that open flappy part, is going into the middle. So it meets up. I kind of stick my finger in there to make it makes a nice corner. So you get like that triangle shape. Now you're gonna flip it over and do the exact same thing on the back. Flip it over. Remember that open side is towards the bottom. This side, the corner kind of comes to the middle. That line is there to help you, so keep your eye on that line. Oops. Watching the camera, not my fold. Try to get that as nice and just on that center line. Like that. Hope you can see that pink paper. Same thing on the other side. Bring it to the middle. Sharp corner on that bottom there. Nice tight crease. Does it kind of like a kite? I think it looks like a kite here in a second. This little, whatever, triangle shape on the top, you're gonna fold this over basically as far as it can go. It's gonna fold right on this line where these edges are. I like to stick my thumb in there and make sure I get it nice and far down. Use your nail. So we look like that. Now it's kind of fun to open up like a little present. Open that up, open your flaps up, and you're gonna open up 1 layer. Get your finger kind of on the inside here. And this part, it feels tricky. You just gotta take your time. You're basically, these folds you have here, you're gonna fold the paper on that fold again, but the opposite way. So the paper doesn't really want to do it at first. You gotta kind of convince it gently. I start at the corners and kind of get it flattened and then work my way out, and then it will flatten down. But see, it looks like it doesn't want to lay flat. But you got to just convince it that it's a good idea, and it will lay flat for you, like that. And that's one side. Oh, I got a little off there. That's okay. So that's one side. We're going to flip it over and do it again. I take that little triangle corner guy. Again, I fold it down as far as it can go. And then open it back up like a present. Open it, open it, open it. Get your finger inside your little present. Open it up. I even hold my hand here on this triangle. I think it helps. Hold it still there. And you're just kind of convincing it to go back on its own folds. So I start in the corner and kind of push it out and gently. You're using the same fold that was already there. You're just folding it back the other direction. So if you try to hurry and smash it, it usually gets all crooked. Same thing on the other side, like that. This right here is called the boat. Oh, sorry, it's called the crane. Nope, wrong again. It's called the bird base. All those folds you did take you to this point. This bird base can turn into a bunch of things. Can turn to a crane, can turn into a dragon, can turn into, I don't know, tons of different stuff. In traditional origami, there's like 7 bases that can turn to other things. So a lot of times you'll see origami and they'll say we're using the bird base, and you'll do all those steps and you'll get here, and then it may change. For a bird, I'm going to show a crane. I'm going to show you the next couple steps. So you have a kind of a closed top up here and these little walking legs down here. Make sure your little legs are going down. I think it looks like little legs. Going down. You're taking, again, the top layer, kind of like we did earlier on, and you're bringing the edge into the middle. So you might look familiar, we did this before. Into the middle. Again, top layer, bring that edge to the middle. And at this point, if there's a little gap between these two, I zoom in and show you. If there's a little gap between those two folds, that's okay. There should be kind of a tiny gap. We flip it over and do the same thing. Just one layer, bring this edge to the middle. Again, you want a nice sharp point on here. So I kind of keep my finger down there. I make sure I have a nice sharp point. Then I crease it. Same thing on this side. Edge to the middle. Make sure you have a nice sharp point on the bottom. Crease it. So right here, those 2 legs are still down the bottom. We're going to do what's called redistributing the folds. So basically, we're kind of turning it inside out. So it seems tricky, but just watch. It's not too bad. I look at it kind of like a book. So take this top layer, and you're going to close it like a book. Again, you're on a fold that's already there. You're just going the opposite way. So you have to kind of convince the paper to behave and get it to fold back again. That's one. You flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing. And you should be able to feel there's 1 layer on this side and 3 layers on the other side. We want to have 2 on each. So the side with 3 layers, we're going to take one of those layers and close the book again. So again, convincing it to fold over on itself like that. So we basically flipped it kind of inside out. So from here, you got these 2 points. These are going to turn into the head and the tail. You'll get to pick which one's which later. Make sure you just grab one, and you're folding up as far as it will go. There's kind of a seam there. So as far as it will let you, fold it up. Make sure it stays in the middle, though. Don't let it get crooked. In the middle, give it a crease. Flip it over. Grab the tail or head again, fold it as far up as it can go. Make sure it's in the middle. Give it a crease. Now we're going to do that redistributing folds one more time, and then we're really pretty much done. So again, right now we have 2 flaps on each side. We're going to close the book, keeping this guy in the middle. I even stick my thumbnail in there to get a nice good crease. If you don't have nails, it still works okay, but having a little nail helps. So we close the book, and then we flip it over. Just like last time, we have the same problem. We have 1 flap on one side and 3 on the other. We got to fix that. We're going to take that flap, that top one, and we're going to close the book again. Now we're back to having 2 on each side. It's just inside out again. It's called redistributing the folds. So now that we've done that, you can hold it up. You got to kind of reach inside and pull out those little teeny ones. I pull them just till they're poking out, and then pinch it down. Grab the other one. It's on the inside. Pull it out. Just kind of gently pull it outward. And then once you have it just outside a little bit, pinch it down. This is going to be a head or a tail. So you pick. I always pick if one got kind of wonky, like, I don't know if you can see, this one got off a little bit. The one that's off a little bit, I always like to make into the head. You can kind of disguise it. So you kind of flatten it a little bit and then fold it down. And you could do it wherever you want, just how big your head's going to be. So you can pick how long you want your head and beak. So you fold that down, and then I stick my nail inside there again and kind of pinch it. That'll make your head stay still. There you go. You guys ever seen a crane or like a pelican? It has that kind of head shape, right? That long beak that goes downward. So there's your head, there's your tail. Now there's several ways to open this up with wings. I've seen lots of different versions. There's the one I like the best. It kind of puffs it up a little bit and it stands up when you lay it down. So I'm gonna show you that one. I'll show you two. There's two ways. Here's one. You leave it flat and you just grab a wing and fold it down as far as you can. Flip it over, grab a wing, fold it down as far as you can, and you're done. That's like one of the more traditional ones I see, but it doesn't stand up very well. So I'm gonna put those back and show you another way to do it if you want. I like to do this where I put my middle fingers kind of inside the wings, and then I use my thumb and my middle finger to get on the outside, and I kind of push with your middle finger in and pull with these fingers out. So keeping my pointer fingers pushing in, I pull outward, and it kind of, if you do it gently, it'll puff up that little inner part like that, and then it stands, well, usually it stands up really nicely. So I kind of like that version, and it kind of gives a little body to it. So either way, and there you have your origami crane. Have fun.